What's up YouTube, Mr. Lamacy here, and today we're going to be diving into part Nightmare of the Javelin guided playthrough through Hell, plus UBERS afterwards at the end. Part Normal was pretty fun. We actually murdered. We went up to level 38 just because we were flying through. We were doing tons of stuff, having fun with our poison jabs. So we'll probably continue poison jabs for a little bit longer. And then we'll go from there. But we can go ahead and go over our current character right here. We have some random javelins. Pretty simple. Sorry, 1 second. Here you go. We've got lore, which we just found lore. Soul rune and then shell rune as well, if we made that rhyme. We've got lightning resist. Where's my cursor? There it is. We've got ancient's pledge, stealth. I went ahead and spent maybe 20 minutes getting both of the deaths pieces from the cow king right there. 2 okay rings, some decent boots, some nice magic find, which will definitely help later. And then just some strength, light res, fire res, whatever stuff on these pieces down here. We also found some really nice gloves like that. We've got a 3 open socket breastplate to make peace in. Which we have a shell and a am rune already. So we actually also have the thol rune if we cube up all of our stuff. And we found some hotspurs. Yeah, just honestly some nice things from doing a little bit of magic finding here and there. I need to get a flawless diamond, so I can upgrade the Death's Guard to a Demonite Sash, just because my belt's a little small. But otherwise, that's really all we need at this point. We can continue through and we'll keep killing stuff. Here's our current skill build. So we are purely right now just in Plague Javelin with a little bit in Power Strike, Poison Jab, and Charge Strike. So we could definitely respec to make this an even better Plague Javelin. But I don't know how much I want to do going Plague Jab versus Charge Strike. I'm still kind of trying to decide when and where we want to make that shift. But Plague Javelin's actually really nice now because the big benefit is Plague Javelin is over 6 seconds or plus 0.2 seconds per throw. So the poison damage actually does a lot more. Whereas Poison Jab is nice, but you can see it's over 32 seconds. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got 32 seconds to do all that. Plus it has a nice little cloud at its impact point, which is actually pretty helpful overall. Just to have the impact be pretty big cloud there, as opposed to having to constantly try and make those perfect long throws next to the monsters. So we'll be able to go through. We're on players 8 here. So this isn't players 1. You're watching me murder these guys in players 8. Now obviously the mobs here are dying, a little faster. It's just the blood more. But they die pretty fast. We do pretty good damage. And if we respect, we would do even more damage. So there's definitely the idea of getting some of those points shifted over. So this is a nice AoE skill. Obviously Lightning Fury is also super satisfying to play. So we could play Lightning Fury at any point here as well. And as many of you have known playing with it, it's one of just like the best skills in the game. So that shift can happen whenever, but I'm enjoying getting to play a build that I didn't really get to play. Right? How often did you get to play Plague Javelin? That's my question. So we could honestly even make it 2 separate guided playthroughs if we want. One where we're playing just Lightning and the other where we're playing Lightning Plague. And kind of see how each one plays differently. I would be open to that idea. Because I'd be curious to see just how well in hell this does. So, what do you guys think? Do it like that? 2 separate ones? Different styles? And we'll go more vitality. I could use a tiny bit more strength, but not a huge deal. I kind of like it because then it gives us some room to experiment a little. Immunity's gonna suck in hell. Well, we're gonna play lightning plus poison. So we'll play like charge strike, plague jav. I think that'd be a pretty interesting combination. And honestly, that'll probably help with a lot of people's whatchamacallit, like just difficulties in hell. Because the one really big issue with this character is good luck in like Act 3 of hell. It's horrible if you're just playing lightning. So having a dual spec actually I think will help a lot with that. Now, let's find train gloves. That'd be really nice. More plague jav. This is a wild map. Plague is great for the ancients. Hey, there's our Thol rune. Speak of the devil. We found every rune we needed, which the Amazon, you need a lot of runes. Every single rune we needed prior to getting to the Countess in Nightmare. Normal cows are fantastic for that though. Alright, I'm gonna go a little more strength. Lightning didn't seem that bad to you in Act 3 hell? Interesting. Maybe you got the perfect mob rolls or something and all the like cold enchant, poison immunes instead. Because for most... it's really bad. Sure, we'll grab the tree.
What a strange looking tree.
You've convinced me, Mr. Kane. This does actually make me wonder how to run broad or charge strike plus poison. Alright, I need a waypoint. We got boss groups aplenty down there, but I need a waypoint. Oh my god, so many boss groups. So many boss groups. Where's the waypoint at? Yeah, I just feel like is 20 points in charge strike enough? Maybe it's a different spirit. I probably just said use lightning full. Alright, here we go. One dexterity, 6 to mana. We'll take it. You can always, of course, if you're ever looking for boots, gloves, things like that, you can always shop them. Shale, Thul, Am. And we have our Peace Rune Word. 2 to Amazon skills. Also a level 15 Valkyrie on striking, which is fantastic. Now obviously we're a little bit slower because we did lose some faster run walk, but we do only have 10% faster run walk boots, so we can always go shop faster boots. Yes, we would be giving up 28 light res, 21 magic find, and half freeze duration, but we could go shop like 30 or 40s. Check out the super chest. Ooh, flawless diamond. Perfect, just like we needed.
I hear foul creatures about.
Yeah, and now not needing that one hard point, I'm gonna go down to players 1, by the way, because again, this is just tediously long. Is that a cube in my background? Yeah, I've got like 2 or 3 Hiragic cubes that some people, one guy built one that's super awesome. It's like this wooden gorgeous one. Blizzard sent me like a boxed one, maybe 2 Blizzard ones. Poison ticks are not strikes. And honestly, not even throwing the poison counts. It is literally only when the physical connection actually occurs. So even like Charge Strike, if the physical connection's not hitting. Because I believe that part doesn't always hit. Shelf tour.
Afternoon Llama, Hope Moo and baby Lilith Diablo Kane is doing well.
Yeah.
Just finished my playthrough of Lightning Fury Javelin. Where do you magic find with her? I feel like everything is light immune.
Cows is really great. Now obviously getting a Lightning Sunder or getting Infinity is going to like open it up. But cows is my like go-to spot. And then kind of go from there. We just played till we lost, but then we just kept drawing, and then we lost. We got up to 800. Let's go. Interesting piece. Will you ever go back to D4? I mean, I could see myself go play it a little bit here and there, but
Now the sisters will trust me.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of disappointed. That just means that's probably where you're supposed to be right now. That's all. Okay, another poison. I'm actually gonna go look. Maybe I'll reset it really fast. I'm actually gonna go look for a gem shrine. Now we do have the Black Marsh we can check out, but I kind of want to find. You called their itemization early in initial showcases being bad. Itemization D4 is horrendous. Yeah, I mean it was, to me that was like the very obvious, really rough part. Ooh, I do want a 3-open socket maybe. Aw. Seeing the itemization, how it was unfolding, and how, oh yeah, players 8. They weren't addressing it properly was really scaring me throughout the development of the game. So when it got to how it was at the end, I mean, I couldn't say I was surprised because it was as I was kind of expecting it to go based on how we watched it, you know. But I was still sad, and I was a little surprised with how weird they went with the, like, damage affixes. Because that's never something that they talked about in any of the stuff where they were, like, really discussing. I mean, there was a little bit about it, but it wasn't really made out, in my opinion, to be... There's going to be 500 damage while you are blanks. Damage versus blank, you know. So, that part to me was unexpected. I was like, wow, they really like, yeah. And they've been adjusting it over time, and I think it did get worse over time. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take the 7 life.
It's as if
What would be the name of Diablo 2's second expansion? I don't know. I'm not good with names. That's why Llama RPG is called Llama RPG.
Deckard Cain, go to the rogues' camp without delay. I need mana.
So yeah, I did feel like a couple of times when they were discussing their itemization ideas, they were, you know, they had some pieces that were like, okay, I could see that being like good for that and whatever, you know, like, okay, that could be interesting if done right. But they were saying they couldn't quite like figure out, you know, how to make it, or it wasn't fun enough, so they backed off it. But lordy, if it doesn't feel like it backed off too much. Yeah. So now the D4 loot, wherever it was, I don't know. To me, I didn't feel like it could be worse than where it got to.
Good to see you.
The current state of it is a very messy spot. Okay. All right, I'm gonna actually respec because we have 3 respecs, so why not? So the reason I want to respec is I really want to get into max plague jav, but I want to get a couple pierce points. Being able to pierce, even just with the 2-3 points, is really nice. We could also go for Valkyrie if we want. She is pretty nice, but maybe we just go 1-1-1. These are actually pretty solid. And then I'm gonna put a few points there and then some into poison jav. And perfect. Then we can go some strength. I'm gonna go to 60 strength. I'm actually gonna get a little bit of dexterity just for if we find some better weapons. And then we can dump the rest into vitality. And that'll be solid. Alright, so let's see. See if we can find our gem shrine here. Yeah, I agree. I mean, some people don't like the idea that you could play naked. I've definitely met people that are like, that's a terrible idea. But
Need a key.
I think there's a really good, like, idea, especially when you're talking about these different, you know, characters that utilize magic and all of this stuff. I do think it's really cool that the gear is not this, like, focal point in such a crazy way where, you know, you are worthless without it. It's like, let me be able to cast spells and do some stuff and have the items enhance it. I've always liked that idea more. Yeah, and it's not like playing this game naked is easy either. Like, melee builds are worthless? You say that, but we took a punch bar through hell. And we've done some naked characters pretty far with that. So yes, it's obviously harder. But I think that even fits into the lore. And again, the idea doesn't always have to be every single thing is perfectly balanced, you know? That's one of my biggest, like, pet peeves with games. Either games nowadays or expectations nowadays. People are like, every character needs to have the ability to do everything. It's like, let them specialize. Let this guy be crappy when he's naked. But then he's really strong when he's geared. This guy's weaker at the start. This guy's stronger at start, you know? I don't even need to do the tower, but I figure, why not? Let's go do the tower. Have fun. Remember, if you are doing tower, because this is a guided playthrough and I want to show you that. If you are doing the tower, make sure to go to players 1 before you kill the Countess. If you kill the Countess on any higher player count, you have a less chance of dropping runes. We'll take an Am rune. So, like I said before, again, it's a guided playthrough. You're going to want Shale Thol Am, Ort Sol, and Shale Eth for Rhyme, assuming you're not using Ancient's Pledge and you want Cannot Be Frozen. If you don't care about Cannot Be Frozen, then I would just run Ancient's Pledge for the higher res, and then you can just dodge more. But, of course, if you have it from some other place, then dang. Then you have some more options. Yeah.
Yes.
30 cold res, 18 fire res. Holy cow. Let's go, baby. 48 resistances. Huge. Both of those are actually not great. This one has 10 cold res at least. This one has FCR. Whatever. We'll go like this. Trash that. Go. Yeah, we're going to upgrade Death Sash. So what we need is a Tal, a Shale, a Perfect, or a Tal, Shale, Perfect Diamond, and Death Sash. Stony Field is going to be the best place to find the shrine. However, you can also look other places. Act 1 has some good ones. If you look in the earlier acts areas, and there we go. There's our gem shrine. Plus we have a couple experience shrines that we can use. Make sure we're on players 8 going forward. And just like that, we upgrade it to a Demon Hide Sash. This is a new thing in D2R. So now we can have the space for our Demon Hide Sash. Perfect. Thanks, Sky Builder. And I wanted a little bit more dexterity so I could actually buy throwing spears. That's what I forgot to do. Because right now I'm just throwing javelins, which, you know, are fine. But the quantity is only 90, and that gets a little bit annoying. And so I can actually go shop in normal, Act 5 there, and just shop Mala for some 40 IAS throwing spears. And that has better quantity. And then obviously we can increase our IAS. And I believe I need at least 30% to hit the next breakpoint, which isn't a huge deal for this character, but
This is the site of Andariel's atrocities.
still good. But this is one of those characters. It's not every character that we play with these guided playthroughs where they murder everything. This is one of those characters where it feels good for a lot of the play. You're gonna have your tough areas for sure. But again, this is player's 8. This is Plague Javelin Charge Strike. Let's check the partisan out. 3 open sockets. Could make a Malice or a Hustle with it. Which wouldn't be bad in a partisan if we want to give that to an Act 2. Maybe we get it and give it to an Act 2 mercenary. I was really hoping, because if we had a 4 open socket that we found right there, we could take that and we could make Insight, Raltier, Tal Soul. And then Insight not only gives us the mana for our mercenary, but it's also huge damage. That's one thing that a lot of people don't always think about when they think of Insight, especially for early on. But it is massive, massive damage. So that could be a very solid pickup for the mercenary. Yeah, Javazon's always really fun, and Poison Jav is honestly no exception there. It's also super fun. I'm gonna go a little more dexterity here again. She just plays it well, plain and simple. Ouch. Not fun, just funny. Eh, she's fun too.
Love the content as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Haas. Welcome back for 3 months. Thank you for the Prime sub. No hardcore. It's a guided playthrough, so doing a hardcore guided playthrough doesn't really make sense. I've done a few of them, honestly, but you know, the idea that one day we'll get one shot during one of them, and then it's like, well, that's it for the guide. Seems a little bit weird. Ooh, rare ring. Also a mask. I do want a 3 open socket helm. That is not it. Kill a couple of pit spawns, dudes. Alright, we'll get them all. I would just hero edit it back alive and that would defeat the purpose. Exactly. Hardcore is where most of the fun on D2R is. Yeah, I mean, that's your opinion. And that's, a lot of people feel that, you know? I think there's definitely something to be said about hardcore and the fun that you can have, you know, with the idea that you might perma-lose your character. Right? Gives you that, like, ooh. But I also feel like I have plenty of fun just running around gathering all my stuff and just having a good time, like having my characters be super dope, and also being able to turn around or read chat and not constantly be worried that I'm gonna die doing it, you know? More poison jab. Just keep boosting up that poison damage. We're doing 5.3k poison damage over 7.4 seconds. Which is pretty good. And we'll go dexterity, and now we'll be able to get some throwing spears. And I honestly still don't even have good javelins anyways. So we still have the option that if we wanted, we could go imbue. Yeah, that's always something, is I always try to read chat as much as I can. 102 attack rating, 5 dexterity, 16 cold res. This is 10 cold res. Dexterity doesn't really matter. 30 faster run walk boots or 10 faster run walk with magic find. That's a tough one. I do love moving fast. We'll just hold those for now. Hardcore needs to fix the game so you can't leave in combat. I actually like that you can leave in combat. I kind of like it actually.
Good day.
Because then it's like you go right down to the wire of it, you know? It becomes kind of a skill in itself. Especially in D2 where like you jump over a border and then let's say there's a bunch of dudes right there that you know are gonna massacre you, but you quit before they can like attack you. It's like there's no chance to survive that. So in that case, you would just never even make jumps like that and you'd have to play even safer, which, you know, is maybe how some people like it and they think, yeah, that's perfect. So we're on Catacombs level 2, and of course, in the Catacombs level 2, there is the waypoint, and Endariel is a place that you can farm if so desired. Now we are poisoned, so we'll see how well our farming does against her actually, but I'm just gonna do this. But it is an option still. We'll drop down to P1. I mean, we're level 45, so we should still be able to kill her pretty fast, I would think. Yeah, they should revert the FHR changes and figure out a different solution. How late will I be streaming? Let's see. I have to pick my parents up at the airport tonight. We'll go down to players 1. We could also go to players 3. Oh, wait. Or that's only level 3. We could also go to players 3 for Endariel, but players 1's not horrible. Ooh, another shell rune. Wild. Is an Act 3 mercenary worth it? Generally not. I use them like sparingly. Like the Act 3 mercenary you can technically use for it's taking a bit.
I can't carry anymore.
Certain things like getting quick static from them on a big boss before they die or something, but overall they're just meh.
It's locked.
So yeah, we'll stream for, let's see if it's 9 o'clock now, or 6 o'clock now. I probably need to leave at 9, I don't know, something, so stream for like 3 more hours.
I need a key. I am open overburdened.
Alright, let's see. Enchant for an attack rating boost I've used before. 1 to min, 15 poison damage over 4 seconds. I might use that to save it for UBERS. Just because it's a higher amount. Where'd they go? Just to go visit family. I think they went to a wedding as well. Oh, oops. I don't think I went down to players 1. Uh-oh. This might be a high player count spawned in Dario. You generally want to change that prior to heading down here. Yeah, let's see what our poison damage can do. Oh. Why did Charge Strike go off? Yeah, so spawning around players 8, probably not our brightest idea. But that's okay. Charge Strike is pretty strong, so we should be good here. Maybe some good drops. SOJ? That'd be a nice drop for this character.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Incoming Saigons? Yeah, probably. Saigon's boots would be nice. They've got good resistance on them. And fast run walk. But we don't really have much need for Saigons. Many of the other characters we played had some. Is this live or repeat? Everything on my channel is live. I could use an amulet. I don't have a good amulet, so I would happily take a Mahimoke or a Nokazin or anything like that.
R2 gifted a tier
Mom at
1
R2,
sub to
thank
Tilting
you.
__.
Ah, the amulet rolled rare instead.
I can't carry anymore.
Darn, we were so close.
This maiden shall inflict no more anguish.
I actually kind of want the crown. Put that there. Regardless, clap for yourself. Act number 1 is done. Epi with 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much to celebrate. Oh my god! I found sorcerer skills, fire skills, fire skills. I don't want fire skills. Also, what is this trash helm? Good lord. I do love Dark Clan Crusher. Just a nice weapon. Nice ED, bonus AR, damage to demons. You get 2 to druid skills, so it's great for a druid even if you're casting, assuming you're not using spirit. Time to build a fire sorceress, I know. Alright. Let's get... I don't really need holy. I mean, I'd like holy freeze. I don't need like might or anything. We can get Hassin for now, and he can just use his own might. And then let's go look at what we have. Do I have Itheleth? I do. Itheleth. We'll go ahead and make a malice for him, and there we go. Nice little temp. He doesn't have insight or anything, but gives him a little bit of damage. Alright, I'll go back up to players 8. Again, I would rather have a Holy Freeze, but we didn't get any Holy Freeze there, so that's okay. I'd say it would be a very big buff for him, yeah. We also need to give him armor. Is bugging mercenary still a thing? It is not. Bugging the mercenary is gone. Using poison. Yeah, I decided we'll do a poison guided playthrough and a lightning guided playthrough. Just because there's so much. They're both solid in their own ways. This will be like poison plus charge strike. So. Poison. Oh, cute. Yeah, and D2R getting rid of bugged mercenaries is actually really sad, because that was the only way mercenaries had any chance. I don't know, Stormy. It's hard to gauge how much they're still going to do with Diablo 2 Resurrected, to be honest. Like, they announced Season 2 of Diablo 4 2 months in advance with all this stuff and what to expect with the coming season, blah blah blah. They haven't even announced Season 2 or Season 5 of Diablo 2. They've just said, we'll talk about it in the future. Sometime around end of September. And they've told us nothing about any changes or anything coming. So it's hard to. Plus, it's delayed. Like it should have been out probably like this week if it was going to be on time. More vitality, more poison javelin, up to 6k poison or plague jav. Thank you, Baby Yoda. There's so much stuff in the game files that's not in the game that they can work with. Yeah, there's definitely things there. 4 max 42 AR. It's another one of those that we found. Has a D2 season been on time yet though? No, these are not. I mean, not as bad as it was prior. I need to put some of those charms away. If you want really good crafting system, exclamation mark LOM RPG is where you want to go instead. That's gonna be your spot. Heard that crafting is gonna be super fun. Did I immortalize you as an elite mob yet? Not yet. More poison jab, more vitality. Oh yeah, I was gonna go get throwing spears, that's right. There isn't a squirrel named Skippy. It's a very specific request.
I need a key.
I mean, look, we will be putting up the, so the demo I'm like trying to get set, but Steam is saying I need to wait like 30 days for them to verify everything first. So the demo may be a little bit later because of that. But once we have demo, then we can start getting those fun goals up and get into all the silly good stuff there. Alright, there's the waypoint. At least we have the fishing minigame to look forward to. I haven't designed it yet. Fishing is one minigame I haven't designed yet, but we're gonna have it because everybody wants it, so. Okay. Throwing spears, perfect. We can actually just shop here for them. And let's make some space. Could just do it like Stardew does it. Yeah, I was thinking like that, honestly, could be a way. Seems like people enjoy that. I don't need that there, actually. 8 light res can go, and we'll do this. Actually, I'll keep that. Turn there. I do recommend this character. This is the Plague Javelin. Can we pet the dog in Llama RPG? I don't know. I'll put some dog for you to pet, I guess.
How may I help you?
Replenishes quantity does sound nice. Honestly, I may be down for that. So feel free to spend as much or as little time shopping those sorts of things. You can also, of course, come over here and shop lots of really good stuff. There's 20 IIS gloves. You can shop, you know, really nice like faster run walk boots with resistances. You can shop nice belts. I'll shop my mercenary and armor. Can we have a note that says funds go to supporting children in Texas? But the game, that doesn't happen.
Hello.
I mean, I guess the taxes I pay on it. There you go. Enjoy that. That really is such a terrible helm. We could also get him a better helmet.
What you need?
Ooh, there's 94 to life. A little bit better. It does go to support my child in Texas, so I guess it technically is truthful. Well, you said children, and it goes to support child.
Hi there.
Yes, to reset a vendor, you just, and look, I mean, look at this. Like, you can find great belts and all sorts of good things. Plus, you can find plus to jab and spear skills on gloves, which can be really nice. Liberal Chad with
Liberal
the
Chad
gifted
gifted a tier
sub.
1 sub to Edmund Bacon. They have given 5 gift subs in the channel.
Man, I just want a single thing. About Llama RPG, will combat have more feedback than it has now? What do you mean by more feedback exactly? I believe I know what you're talking about, but I'd like to hear exactly what you mean. I have deaths combo. So I'm not changing that out. I'm just looking at those just to look. Yeah, whatever. We'll continue. Animation / sounds. We'll go down to players 1 right here. So currently, I mean, for the demo, there's not going to be like all these animations and all this stuff. Bye. The idea would be over time, especially if the game is like doing okay, that we start adding in some like small animations to it. Remember, it's a turn-based game, so really the animation, sounds, that sort of stuff would be happening, you know, just like when you press go. And so currently it'll just do all the actions, right? All at once, and you'll just, the characters will just be like, choo, 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 right? Whatever. We can just make the like character screen jiggle a little bit or something. And that'll cover, you know, for right now. But in the future, I do think it'd be cool to have the characters kind of like go off in their turn and do their attacks, and then you can, you know, of course, speed up animations or turn them off or whatever, you know. Yeah, I'm developing Llama RPG. Ooh, some chances. 32%. So things like that can always just be super fantastic to keep. And then whenever you go for boss kills, or if, you know, let's say we wanted to go farm Indariel over and over again because we really want to get SOJ or whatever we want to get, pop those puppies on, go do that farm, then leave after that. And how am I getting so many things like this? Well, I currently have 31% Magic Find. And if you remember, the earlier Magic Find is worth so much more than any other Magic Find. Right? Your first point of Magic Find is your most valuable point of Magic Find you have. So the first 30 Magic Find could be worth the next like 70 or something, right? So obviously being able to stack more is helpful, but if you just put on even 10, 15, 20, 30 Magic Find early on in the game, it's going to give you a lot of ability to be able to start finding some uniques and stuff as you play. Whereas if you run around with 0 MF, it's your chances are much lower. So yeah, if I wasn't using the deaths combo here, I would for sure just have chances rolling right now. But we can definitely use those for like Mephisto or whatever, you know. So Act 2, we're just gonna go grab the stuff. I don't really care to kill like plague bearers and things. Zombies just have like really high poison immune, plus I am on players 8, so we'll instead just go this way. Will Llama RPG have meaningful quests like cheering for some town guards? There are no emote quests in Llama RPG, I'm sorry to say. I know a lot of people were looking forward and hoping for that. I'm going to try and have fun quests in various pieces, but I will definitely admit I don't think my best skills are like the quest design and things like that, you know? I think my best skills are designing combat, designing items, designing those sorts of pieces. I don't think story, you know, I'm going to go down to players 1 down here just because it can be scary. We'll see. Yeah. Designing all the quests. That stuff I don't think is my best, but I'll still try and, you know, do my best and work with others and have it be fun, right? Finding both pieces of death set is disgusting. I mean, we farmed it. So normal Cow King is a 1 in 45 chance with like I think I was running like 40, 50 MF maybe. So we just went and killed the king like 50 times. And then we got the pieces. And I actually found both pieces from him. I found the belt before him, but then I went and farmed him and I found the belt and that. So it's a really solid if you have a character that can like get into the cows and kill cows in an okay time. Really solid idea, I would say, to go after that. That was in D2. Now you can, in D2R, you can kill king. Greetings. So again, this is, you know, a really good piece. Cow King set? No. Cow King actually cannot drop his own set. He used to be able to in Diablo 2. They removed it in D2R. So you'd have to kill just like regular cows to get that. But even then, only 2 of the 3 pieces will drop in normal. So you'll have to get that 3rd piece in Nightmare, at least. And Cow King set is actually a solid set. But here we're going for the 2-piece deaths. Gives you, obviously, some nice poison, you know, length reduction, things like that. But the big thing is it gives you A, cannot be frozen, B, 30 IAS, and C, 15 all resist. So the combination of those 2 pieces giving all of that is really solid. Like, if it gave, you know, 30 IAS and 15 all res, that would still be a pretty good combination. But the fact that you can also get your cannot be frozen on it, when cannot be frozen is like pretty tough to come by, it does a lot. Yeah, Cow King's boots are really nice. Alright, we'll stay players 1 here. I remember your NFL streams. Are you excited for the new season? Yeah. This year, I think the Cowboys have it. I think it's the Cowboys' year. I know I said that last year and we made it pretty far, but then Pollard went down and obviously that was, you know, pretty much kind of the crushing blow. Having your star running back go down there just, you know, it did a little too much to us. So last year was the year the Pollard injury hurt us, but I think this year we got it. I think this year it's starting to look really good for us.
Hey at Merlamask, lifelong solo self-found player here, and I recently found my 2nd Zod rune ever.
Ooh.
Over 20 years of D2, and still haven't found Tal's Ami. Where do you think I should farm the most?
This is gonna sound weird, but go have fun in normal cows. Wow, we got ourselves a teleport amulet. Interesting. So if we want, we could still just teleport on our main hand instead of having to swap over to our offhand. That may be useful later on, to be honest. We'll save it. Am I gonna have predictions this year? That was a fun time. We should set up the prediction league. Nightmare Andy is a good place. Nightmare Andy also solid place. Plus you'll get SOJ or something on the way. But that is pretty crazy. You found 2 Zod runes and no Tal Amis, because I found like 15 Tal Amis and 1 Zod rune. But I've also found not a lot of Zod runes. Like, I've probably found more than 15 Tal Amis. Like, I have found a surprisingly low number of Zod runes. Because I have probably like 20... No, not 20. Probably like 15 Cham runes. Okay. Let's go find Mr. Duriel. Not the greatest stuff for killing, but that's okay. Must killed Nightmare Andy a zillion times. I mean, sometimes RNG is just RNG. Like I said, the fact I've only found a single Zod rune is pretty nutty. And it was pretty recent, too. Sometimes it takes a zillion and one. Yep. Alright. Probably a wraparound map, it looks like. I should definitely try exclamation mark Zod. And then try exclamation mark Zod rune. Yeah, we kept our shirt on, I think. There we go. More poison jab, up to 7k poison damage. Get the Neff rune because we can craft some crushing blow gloves later. So maybe when we're fighting UBERS we'll want to do that. Keep that option open to us. Nope. No Zods in my LOD times. Like I said, I have found so many Cham runes. Hey, 5% MS small charm. 220. Nice. But only the one Zod. So, before we go fight Duriel, if you are struggling with your cold resist, you can get yourself some thawing potions. Make sure we go to players 1. Only 1 Griffins? Yeah, I mean, again, I found like 14, 15 Griffins as well. But if you have high cold resist, feel free to just dive in. You found a weird amount of jaw compared to other high runes. See, that's usually a little strange. Jaw feels pretty hard to find, I feel like, a lot of times. 11 Nazir! Thank you. Yep. Maybe I should have popped on my chances first. 5 Jaws, no Burr or Sir. You need to do some lower Kurast runs.
This is not good. Will this madness ever end?
That's all I'm hearing. Yeah, but those are boring. Fair enough. I actually enjoy. I think they're really relaxing and just like a fun thing to do. Not forever though. I don't want to do like 20 hours. That can be tough. But the only thing I do know is give yourselves the clap. Act 2 is completed. How about that?
Good day.
Not bad at all. Level 50. We flying. I'm going to stick on players 1 through the Spider Forest. We could go up a little bit, but Flare Jungle is really where like I feel there's more experience to be grabbing. Travancore is decent as well for it overall.
What would this bring from the right buyer?
And maybe we'll go up player count. Seems like we murder pretty well. Let's go players 8. You can always just test and see how it feels. Highest L Countess drop is ist or low from her regular
Will
drop.
grief work for an Act
Not
5
her like
Merc?
special drop. Yes, however it's not as good. Head Striker is going to be better there. Yeah, they improved Plague Javelin. Feel like it's waste your time running LK runs. The thing I love about LK runs is like the downside is yes, you're not killing anything, you're not getting any experience, you're not doing any of that. So it can be a little like, all right, I want to kill stuff. But what I think is a really big like fun upside, everything about it is you get to just have all of these different things that you can find. That can actually be really nice. So you're getting gems, you're getting jewels, you're getting amulets and rings and rare gloves and belts and boots. You're finding monarchs, you're finding cool bases potentially, if you're clicking like racks and things. You're getting all these different runes. Like, there's just a lot that you can end up snagging. So to me, that's like the fun of it, is it's not just your, you know, getting like small chances of getting certain things. It's like just Burrune or Surune. Yeah, LK is tougher in BattleNet. However, it is still the most efficient way of getting Burrune. Even with the like worse having to just go and randomly teleport all over the place. Which that part's a little sad. No, players 7 and players 3 are going to be your best chances. Even if players 5 may have like slightly more Burr runes, it may have like a lot less Sur runes. But I believe I'd have to go look at the table, but then I feel like there was something else found out about it recently in their patterns.
I need mana.
LK is lower crust.
I can't carry anymore.
One open side.
I need mana.
What about the progression of my game? Yeah, Alarm RPG is coming along for sure. We can call Warren up and ask him how it's looking today, but I mean, combat is... And like skills, I think all those are in. It's really just down to like a couple pieces if you want, and then obviously bugs, you know, some bugs to fix there. I want to get the I want to get like the UI before I show too much to people. But I've already learned some stuff through my testing, which is great. And we'll go Vitality. So, yeah. So, like, through the game already, I was able to identify that there is a number of skills where it just becomes too many. So when I'm playing Llama RPG, let's check if this will lead out by any chance. Yeah, they are. Like, I was just noticing when I was playing that, like, oh my god, it's too much, you know. Like, I sit there and I look at the skills, and if I were like a higher, you know, level character later on with all those skills, it would just be too many. I don't want to be running around with 25 skills to choose from. It feels like it just, that ends up not being good, you know? So I'm thinking about adjusting anything more than 3 skills is too much. I think you can have more than 3 skills. But I do think having people specialize a little bit will actually go well. And I've got my class system and I've got all that stuff. But essentially right now a lot of skills are kind of like one-point wonders a little bit, right? But you'll like use them. So it'll be like, okay, put this in, and then, you know, when you use this action, disable one of your opponent's actions. Right? And this is a turn-based game. So, you know, it's like, cool, that's great. But yeah, and like one-point wonders are fantastic for like little things here and there, but I mean, like, here's like this character here, and obviously my game is a turn-based RPG, that game is, or you know, this game is an ARPG. There's definitely some difference there. But I even think over like Pokemon, right? It's like in Pokemons I have what, 4 skills per monster? So, and that's also kind of like your actions there with everything. There's already a lot of actions. How many spells do you have in Final Fantasy? Early on and then like later on.
I need a key.
A lot. But I mean, like, how many are you spec'd into and using in battles? Are you sifting through a list of 15 skills or spells? If you're black magic, probably. Wow. Dang, you're sifting through 20 skills in 7, 8, 9? Okay, well, question to follow up on that. How does that feel? Is it fun sifting through all 20 skills and finding which one you like the best? Because my thought was getting for casters. Maybe it makes more sense for like the mage class to have it be that way then.
I can't carry
You know?
anymore.
So I can focus on, okay. Right. I mean, the idea is the class itself has 30 skills, just like in Diablo, right? You have 30 skills here. So let's be players 8, if we weren't already, for Flare Jungle. And some of those are passive skills. Essentially, one of your trees is a passive tree, for the most part. Just because the idea with passive skills is that it's cool, but passive skills a lot of times feel pretty, like, required to me. It's true, Renzo. 45 mana. And 5 dexterity. Or 10 fire resist. I think 10 fire resist is just too low for me. We can always sell and buy back here. Don't forget that. So, like, yeah, I can show you guys really quickly.
Woot.
I don't think this is anything actually down here. Thank you, Kruger. We can do a real quickie. All right, we'll do a quickie. YouTube, skip forward like 2-3 minutes. I'm just gonna give a quick show. If you don't care to see it. Oops. Okay, so here's Llama RPG skill calculator. This isn't exactly how it's going to look, but here's the general idea, whatever. You're going to be mage, warrior, whatever. So here is the main skill tree idea, right? You're going to have 3 different trees, your offensive tree, your defensive tree, and then kind of your passive tree is that thought right there for like your warrior, your ranger, similar idea. Mage has not exactly in that exact way, but they've got more kind of spells in general. But the idea is that every class has 10, 10, 10 here, and then, you know, different ones, you'll have different numbers of points you can put in, blah, 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 and you can go and get down, build how you want into your different, you know, skills, right? Whatever it is. Your character is a llama, yes. So, that's how it works. And there is multi-classing in the game as well, where you can take on some of the other trees as you level up. So we have that right there. And then we have... Let me just do a really quick... piece here. Okay. So then we have this, but in battle, for instance, here's like all of the skills that my warrior has. Now again, ignore this UI. This UI is not how it'll exactly look, but my thoughts are, does it become too much? Because first you have all of the actions that you can take in a round. You can attack, you can counter, you can do a spell, defend, rest, or escape. Obviously your spell can only be spell or rest for the spell action. The other ones can be any of those. And then, you know, whatever, okay, if I'm doing, you know, oh, I only have melee with that, right. So if I'm defending, then I can only defend with my shields. If I'm attacking with melee, I can only attack with my melees. But, and those I think are all great, because it's like I want a melee attack and I have 3 melee weapons to choose from. Perfect. Having to choose from all the counters, you think is a bit much. So the idea for that is it's kind of a little rock, paper, scissors way, and if you think somebody's going to be attacking you with whatever, then you can, you know, counter it if you believe that they're going to do that. Defend is kind of your just general defense. Counters that way. So I'm okay with all those. We'll see how those play out later. But like I said, I don't think I like the idea of there being like, you know, this is 5, 10, 15 skills right here. And that just feels like a lot of skills to have. I would rather you be picking less skills. And I'm not sure if interface is my issue. I just feel like there's so many skills here. Even with a better interface, that is still a lot of spells to be choosing from. Is it better to simplify, like in Diablo? Sorry, let me close this. Where I run Plague Javelin, maybe I run Valkyrie, Charge Strike, you know? I have my 3. Or I run Blizzard, Glacial Spike, Teleport, Static. Now, I want more than just like 2 or 3, I feel like, because then it becomes too easily kind of countered in that way. But maybe I just want it to superficially look like a JRPG? What do you mean exactly?
Hello, people.
Hey, Brad, how you doing? Like, I understand that's not exactly how JRPG skills are always going, but yeah, I'm not trying to just create a classic JRPG in that. I'm trying to bring in... The skill tree I have there has influence from classic World of Warcraft. And so it's kind of a mix and match of like that and Diablo 2 a little bit.
This dagger will separate the faithful from the fallen.
If it's not real time, more skills can add complexity for strategy, which is currently how it is. You can have a lot of skills, but that skill list is going to grow and grow. Ooh, you know what could be interesting? Ooh. Maybe you can have as many skills, but you can only carry around so many skills. So now when you pick a spell, you can only have like 8 spells maximum that you can actually carry with you. So you can always go home and trade it out and get yourself, you know, another skill. I like that. That's how Dark Souls works? Okay, perfect.
Hello.
I like that. That's really good. Nice. Oh, it's poison resist. Trash it. Yeah, exactly. A spell book, which is again D&D, Dungeon Siege. You know, plenty of things along those lines. That, I think, will be the perfect solution. Because the idea here, where it really started to get worrisome for me is that is the warrior, and he's got 15 skills there. But as you level up, you can start multi-classing. So if I'm now a warrior, mage, guardian, you know, because I'm in the late game, so I've triple classed. What, am I going to be running around with like 50 skills to choose from? It's going to get absurd. And at some point, the strategy now just becomes ridiculous. Why aren't you farming Insight Mercs for every playthrough? I mean, it's very solid, but you always feel the need to. Like, this character takes care of herself. Right. Like, you would obviously still need some good levels in each of the classes and things, but you could just start really getting too crazy with it. Man, we just got our Arctics now. Magic Find off the chain. Alright, we'll drop those. We don't actually care too much about them. Each level you multi-class stops you from getting those higher tier skills. Makes for some build choices. Exactly. Nadine, what's going on? Yeah, I'm actually really liking the spellbook idea because if your spellbook is filled with 8 skills, then it's going to generally lead you towards maxing 8 skills, but potentially having some skills in the tank. Oh, 3. For later on. You could limit the amount of skills they could have, but force them to replace them. I mean, that's kind of how it's being done, but you're not losing that skill overall in the long run. I like the idea of you being able to go back and swap. But, you know, you've trained up specific skills, so. Jonah with 10 gifted subs. Oh, Jonah, I have to. Okay, that is perfect. Let me jot that down really fast. Okay, we figured it out. We will have a spell book that you carry around. Only use the spells that you put in it. Everything else stays the same. But this will prevent crazy bloat. I like that a lot. Yeah, so I have to put that on YouTube. But I wanted to make an edited video of the Throw Barbarian UBERS. Passive's always active. Yeah, so I'm thinking about that. Do we want passives then to always be active, or do we want passives to be something that you put in your spellbook? Which is kind of interesting as well. Do you run a more passive spellbook or not? Both have interesting thoughts. It's passive in that it's always active whilst you are carrying it, right? But yeah, I really want to edit the throw barb video and put it up because it's like 6 hours of doing throw barbs, and it just feels like it could be done better with an edit. That may just be a balancing question. I'm actually leaning towards passives just existing all the time, or you picking the passives that you want active. Yeah, what if it's like you get, you know, 3 active passives and 8 actives, right? 3 passives, 8 actives. Oh, dang, Joe. So that is an idea as well. But then does it just become like the enchant sorcerer, you know, in Diablo 4, how her enchantment thing is, where you just always run to, you know, the same 2 passives because those are just too good. Right? I mean, I guess the bigger thing is make sure builds aren't so garbage dependent on that, where you could run multiple of those passives. So that is still TBD. Is there a passive section to the book where you choose which passives are active? So the way that it's currently working is, because there is, like I said, multi-classing. By the way, we're in the Kraus Bazaar. We're going to find the sewers, but we're also looking for the temple facing towards the bottom left. This is the ruined temple. It is the one that has the spellbook in it, so we do want to go here and get our spellbook. Not spellbook, sorry, Lameson's Tome. Oh my god, I'm stuck in Llama RPG. Stuck in Llama RPG. Oh, a gem shrine. Sure, we'll take a perfect topaz. Technically, it is a spell book. There you go. Okay. So we go there, we pick that puppy up. Go into the Italian go start where further nodes improve or combine skills. If you only have 3 passives. Oh my god, another gem shrine, another perfect topaz. Thank you very much.
I need a key.
If you only have 3 passive moves, there's a high level warrior node that lets you attach a low tier passive to another passive. Oh boy, that sounds like it's getting complicated. Higher up in the word tree you cast Firebolt, also cast the higher level between your Charge Bolt or Frostbolt. Oh dear. Potentially. That may be getting too complex for right now. But I could see that being future stuff. How much do you make on Amazon subs? I believe I get 50%. I think that's something they actually changed. I think before they used to have whatever the amount, but now I think it's 50-50 on a Prime sub. Might be right there in the middle, to be honest. Mutually exclusive passive makes you have to choose different skills for. If you're a tank, you want defensive passive, means you can't take an attack passive. Yeah, there's definitely interesting. The spells just got way more interesting with this discussion, I'm not gonna lie. Oh boy. Alright, we are almost maxed on our poison. Doing big damage though, 8.6k over 7.4 seconds. It's really nice. Alright, so let's put this away. We've got our 3 pieces. Let's go turn these in. Also repair down here. Get the bird. You don't even have to talk to Kane. Even though it says talk to Kane, you just bypass him. It's all good. Okay, and we get our potion. We get our vitality. And we have 2 perfect topaz. How nice is that? Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So my thoughts with this, like I said, the way multi-classing currently is going to work in the game, every character has 3 trees. Generally an offensive, a defensive, and a class-specific passive tree. Not always passive, but it generally has the passives and things on it. Now I could actually start shifting passives around more if I want with this new way, which could be good. But the general idea is that 3rd tree gives you kind of access to stuff that will make it very specific to just that class, because when I multi-class, I'm only going to get the first 2 trees. So if I'm a warrior mage, I will have 3 warrior trees and 2 mage trees. If I'm a mage warrior, I will have 3 mage trees and 2 warrior trees. So the idea is that your initial class will have then some matter in what you choose, because you'll have access to specific skills that no other class will be able to get access to. Whether that is just passives, whether that has, you know, certain skills on it, whatever. But it'll just have that piece. There won't be a ton of class-specific things to start like that, no. So yeah, that's the current thought. Now, for Travancore, I'm going to go down to players 1. We could actually probably stay on players 8, to be honest, and kill them. So this could be another place to farm with this character if you wanted, because as you can see, the damage is actually pretty solid. And we're dropping sets and uniques and all sorts of stuff. The biggest thing you have to worry about is them healing each other up. That can be annoying. But other than that, yeah, make yourself a clubs on. Thank you very much, Zuko. But yeah, I like that. I like the idea. So the two thoughts that come with that skill idea is if players are limited on the number of passives that they can have, let's say they can have like 3 passives, then you're just picking, you know, 3 passives from your group of 10 or whatever it is, and then you just kind of are running that. And you could swap that around a little bit here and there for different areas and different things, whatever, but it's kind of existing pretty simply, I feel like, in that regard. You decide which passives you want for your character, you kind of give yourself an identity, and you're generally running those passives. By the way, if you want to farm Mephisto, which he can be a great character to farm, grab yourself the waypoint in level 2. And you can always come back and do lots of fun farm here. Now the idea as well is if you just have X skills overall, and you can make them passive or active, that to me is also an interesting idea. Like, what if you get 8 skills in total, but you can make them all passives if you want, and then you just don't run skills, you know? There is mana cost, and it costs stamina, but there's no like charges on them currently. I have to do something to make all the passives viable. I mean, I think the passives are viable in their own way, right? The idea could be, let's say even something like plus 10 to strength. That's a passive. It's just like fortify, and it just gives you additional strength having it. That like has use, in my opinion, because okay, what if I just want to try and tank up with strength a little bit? I run that in my passive slot, and now I just play with 7 skills. Okay, is 7 skills too many? Maybe I don't need 7 skills. I'll put another passive in. So the more passives that you run, the stronger you are naturally, but the less variety you have for your skill options. Whereas if you run 8 active slots, then you're not going to have any passives, but now your opponents aren't always going to see what's coming to hit them as much, because you have more variety to handle various situations. That's interesting, Pascal. And just like that, Act 3 is complete.
Success.
Go ahead and give yourselves the clap. Easy as can be. Doesn't quite work like that, Godric. Yeah, obviously, like, the game has to be tested some, and there's, you know, plenty to be done with all that. Ooh, wow. Nice belt. We already have a godly belt, but that is a nice one. Let's also go ahead and cube up some rejuves. And I think I have a flawless amethyst in here. I do not. Let's get rid of some chips, though. And stealth can go. Perfect. Alexander, thank you very much. Appreciate it. So yeah, obviously all of it needs testing and balancing and whatever, and that's something we can always adjust and figure out. Do we want to have it be in, you know, specific passives or not? And that's just test it and see. Is it fun that way? And or is everybody just running only passives? Is everybody just running over only active skills? Is nobody, you know, doing in and out? Thank you. Season 5 soon. Kinda. Less than a month. Hopefully. They are not great fries there. If you really salt their fries, they're good, but probably just liking salt at that point. But yeah, I'm really liking that spellbook. Was a fantastic idea, chat. That was a really, really fantastic idea. Because that brought together and resolved just a whole big issue we were having. Thanks, Alexander. Can't wait. So then I think it also opens up the idea of you need to increase your spellbook over time, you know? Like maybe when you get your spellbook to start out, it comes with like, you know, 2 pages in it. And then over time you can increase it. And there could even be cool stuff we could do with spellbooks in the future. Like if you put these combinations of spells in your spellbook, you get a small benefit. If, you know, the spell in this specific slot will get this boost to it. What about sorting the spellbook into slots? X offensive, X defensive, X passive. So my thought that with that
MR Llama,
is...
Happy MR Llama, happy MR Llama, happy.
You can do that. Thank you for 11 months, Alexander. You can do that, but I actually think the more that you limit, the worse things get. Not always. Like having some limits is great. Right. Having some limits is great. But I do feel like there is a point there where it's actually really nice to like this, to have that freedom. Because I think, you know, you can think about it in simple ways, right? Think about like Diablo 2. I can put a bow. Alexander Beck's with 5 gifted subs as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mwah. Big kisses to you. I can put 5 you know, passives in there, or Diablo 2. I can put a bow on a barbarian. I can throw javelins with my paladin. I can do all these things, and I think the game is better for it. Where do you see it not like this? Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, right? Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, the loot is specific. This character wears only these kinds of gloves. You know? Like, only a sorceress will wear these gloves, use a staff, use an orb, use a whatever. Only a necromancer carries this and does this. And having it here and there is fine, but I think the more you do it, eventually it's like, whoa, now you're just like limiting this like crazy. Appreciate that. Thanks, Alexander. So that's where I, you know, where I struggle. That's where your class choices come to play with multi-classing, though. That is true. With multi-classing, it would allow you to then have more choice freedom there. Wait, where the heck? Does it go backwards and then up? That's wild. Yeah, but we won't have our 30-40 skill problem anymore if we put a spell book with only 8 pages in it, right? Like, problem solved. You can only have 8 skills. Yeah, so I think having that be like the only limit is actually really nice.
Impossible.
We have an annoying page turning sound. Shale rune, rip. Maybe. I think 8 really does feel like a good number. And then again, after that, I think comes the question of, do you want more, you know, how do you want to just like shift your skills around? You know, 8 does seem right though to me. We'll go more vitality. I'm just gonna go players 1 still, going into the Chaos Sanctuary, because we are gonna run into poison issues in here. With our Venom Lords, we cannot kill. 8, but you can get plus specific skills on other items. Yeah, those will, if the spell is not, you know, if you have a unique item that gives you a spell, then that would be outside of the spell book. So that wouldn't count in your 8 there. But yeah, I don't know if we need to limit the number of, like, okay, you can only put 3 offensive, or you can only put 3 of your skill, 3 of the multi-classed skill. I really like the freedom of it, because then it's like, okay, if somebody wants to run 8 passives from their own trees, do it. If somebody wants to run 3 active spells of the warrior, 3, you know, offensive spells of the guardian, and 2 passives of the holy knight, do it. And you can just kind of do all of that, and you're fine with, you know. And so now you really get a whole big shift. And I like the idea of it, because somebody asked, will it be like Diablo 3 where you just change it freely, or should there be a cost to put spells in and out of your book? And I think it should actually be free, because you're having to invest skill points into the skills. So you can, you know, it's not like every skill is max level like in D3 and now it doesn't matter. It's, hey, you can put, you know, whatever skills you want in there, but if you haven't upgraded the skills that are in your book, then they're just going to be pretty garbage, you know. Kind of think of it like Diablo 2 a little bit as well in that way. I can, you know, use a firebolt if I'm a lightning sorceress, but it doesn't really do much. Like, yay! My Firebolt that I had somehow put 1 point into does 5 damage. So that kind of alone will discourage, you know, some of the going full rainbow is, yeah, you can have a bunch of spells, but they're all going to be weaker. So it really encourages you to focus on having 8 skills, but also, especially if you PvP, having maybe a couple more skills. Oh yeah, it's a great slot machine. Alright, Chaos Sanctuary is down. So pretty quick, pretty quick and easy in the Chaos Sanctuary. The biggest thing, oh, that's a nice, I'll use that. The biggest thing to really look out for in Chaos is just those Venom Lords, because they can be a little nasty. Now, with Diablo, wow, he's gonna burn us down there. With Diablo, something that's important to note is he actually cannot hit you with his lightning if you are close enough to him. So you can see I am just under him. This only works in Nightmare and Hell. In Hell, you can be pretty much anywhere. In Nightmare, you have to be pretty specifically under him. But his lightning attack does not hurt. However, his Firestorm does hurt. So that is the attack that'll still hit you, but the lightning will not. So you can see he can hit me in some of those places I am, but if you get really close like here, he's not hitting me. There is mana cost and stamina cost in Llama RPG, so that is how we're handling that. Why is it different in the difficulty settings? So they increased the range of Diablo's Lightning Breath in Nightmare in Hell, but in doing so, they accidentally messed up because they increased the range of the start point as well as the end point. Nice. Gold skin was actually really nice for the mercenary. $35 all res is pretty solid. And we got a nice helm for him too, so we can go grab that. And we'll keep bumping Charge Strike up. Keep going Vitality. We'll get Haseen, and we can go back and pick up a better mercenary. I really want a Holy Freeze one. So make sure you get the gear off him first, and then, nope. We don't have that because it's still the same. So, congratulations, you have completed Act 4. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. At this point, I think Llama is worth D2 than the developers. Kind of. I talked with like the developers haven't touched this game in a very long time. So when I like chatted with them, I definitely was like, oh wow. Yeah, I know more than, because they're like, oh, I don't remember how that was built or why we did that, you know. So it is kind of funny, but so if you don't find the mercenary that you want, you can just keep resetting the game until we find what we want. And there we go. And we'll hire Hazaid. And honestly, we just need to give him Malice, Gold Skin here, and Dust Deep. And now he's max resistances. The biggest issue is he doesn't have Lifesteal still. So we can try and make him a helm if we have a perfect ruby. I'm not sure we do. Oh, we do have a perfect ruby. So we could try and make him a helmet if we wanted. TBD.
It is an honor to serve you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and sell those. And let's go to Act 5. Merce is looking pretty good. I also really liked the Act 5 mercenary. So if I found a good like weapon, I would consider that. Bulwark is also really nice. Shale Io Thol? Shale Io Tal? Something like that. Shale Io Thol is probably Hearth, to be honest. Shale Io Am? Is that it?
I need a key.
That's really nice as a budget. But yeah, endgame, usually Indariel's Visage is pretty darn good. Some mercenaries you'll put Cure on, which is really nice. Shale Io Soul? Ah, gosh darn it. Yeah, but it also has lifesteal on it, so I figured maybe the lifesteal came from the Am rune, even though Am doesn't give lifesteal on a helmet exactly, but maybe they were like, you know, wanting to, I don't know. Wasn't good reasoning. I just feel like Zon is so bad on resets. Zon's pretty solid. The thing is, Zon is especially solid if she has a little bit of a team. Like if you have someone who's teleporting you around and stuff, that helps a ton. She is a little slow to get going, but Javazons are pretty solid. And here you can see Plague Javazon even is killing pretty well. Obviously Lightning Fury does even better. But Plague is really nice. I'm enjoying Plague.
Oops.
And if you like farming cows, ooh, Javazon's the best. Now, if you ever want to level up further, you always know you can come right here and just kill here for levels, right? We've talked about this before. You can rinse and repeat. You can go players 8. The damage from Fortitude just ends up being too good in my opinion. Dang, Rex, nice. Remember, you can always shift 1, 2, 3, 4 to heal your mercenary. But I mean, look how easy that was, and we just gained, you know, a third of a level, and we're level 57. That took no time at all. We're gonna see, Devil. No time at all, nice and simple. So you can very easily level up by just running around and killing this. And you can take this to mid 60s, you can take this to 70 if you want right here. I mean, it's, you can really do a lot. Just leveling up on Eldritch there. And other guys around as well. Plenty of experience to be had. Mercenary still needs to get his Holy Freeze rolling. Such an annoying thing that I wish they would fix. Players 8 doors, man. When did they get so strong? Do you still think it's possible to get level 99 on Classic on ladder? Sure, why not? Just solo your P8 Chaos, yeah. And do your Diablos. Okay, we're just going to continue Vitality and maxing Charge Strike. You might try that? Get it. You've got everybody hardcore 99 now, which is crazy. So, go get you that. How do you feel a cow Javazon with a Horker behind? Double cow runs. Not very good. The biggest thing that a Horker does is... I'm still stuff down here. The biggest thing that a Horker does is go after the elites. But a Javazon's specialty is just killing masses of everything. So, it doesn't... Like, yeah, you can go around and hork a little bit there, but... I feel like you're wasting a lot of time horking just a bunch of random stuff. Plus, the cow level's a lower level area anyways, so... Yeah. I mean, Fist of Heavens, you're you know, only really running where there's demons and things, but you can do like chaos runs and that stuff. It can be really nice.
Thanks.
I need a poison. And you can also see just how tanky this character is there. I mean, I've been getting hit an okay amount, and this is player's 8. But we're pretty tanky. We're tanky enough to handle a lot of that. And a lot of that also is because we have maxed resistances just about. So we'll go ahead and set a TP here. Mercenary got popped. Rip. You found a win force in single player and the boson still feels bad? Are they really just that bad? Yeah, I mean... Boson needs gear to shine. It's not a character where, oh, I got my grief and now all of a sudden I'm like really crushing stuff. You need all the charms, you need the wind force, you need the fortitude, you know, it's like you need a lot of the gear, which can definitely be very annoying, you know. Like, I totally understand that. I kind of wish they would, you know, keep her high end the same, but also like make her low end better. They'd have to do a lot of balancing properly. And I've made some really fun, you know, bosons that I can run around with, and they're great PVM and all that. But again, I have, you know, all the top gear. I'm running, you know, a 3 open socket helm with 120/45 in it. You know, I'm running just all sorts of ridiculousness. With 30 faster run walk, right? And I've just got charms, 10 max, 14 max damage, grand charms with 76 attack rating and 40 life, and you know, it's just like it does just get silly at some point with how much you have to spend on them. Okay, another level. Let's continue with Charge Strike. Poison boss groups, we say no thank you. And I'll go ahead and drop down to players 1 here. I agree, Soup, that'd be nice. And we'll go Vitality, players 1 Ancients. And we're just gonna make sure nobody is lightning immune, because I do run Charge Strike, but of course we have our poison damage. I'm just trying to avoid getting cursed right now. Once he's done with that, then we can fight the other dudes pretty straight up. But we could also just run around and poison everybody and kill them that way. In Nightmare, don't even really need to focus too much on the rest. Now, if we don't want to get whirlwinded on, we can just come to this corner. And this is a great place to kill, because he would whirlwind off the edge. So not exactly corner, but this edge. And that's an easy level. Gets us to 60. Again, if we wanted to level up even more before getting there, we could. And it'd be great. We can go back, try out players 8 down here if we want. At least see how it feels, see what mob spawns we get. But we can look for the waypoint, and then we can decide if we want to go. Let's kill these defilers here. Then we can decide, you know, if we want to go and do Anya immediately, or if we just want to do Anya after we kill Bale. And have options. We can also start putting in rejuve potions if we would like. You could have already been doing that. I would definitely recommend getting this waypoint no matter what, just because it is very helpful in case you get a terrible throne, or your game, you know, you die because you don't know whatever, you run out of TPs and you need a way to get back. Yada yada yada. There's a million reasons, but having it is always helpful. Seemed like it was going to be right there. Three to lightning skills, 20 to mana. Interesting. Here is my character. Deathlord's a little bit nasty. Ouch. Deathlords and Decrepify. Not my favorite combination. Yeah, she does pretty well. And honestly, I mean, this is just us, you know, with, what, +3 to skills? If you start stacking up your plus to skills, and then you run some plus poison damage, Trang's Gloves, get yourself Bramble, whatever, stuff like that, you can actually get really solid damage, and you can run around and kill, like, players 8 cows. Not as fast as the Javazon with Lightning Fury. But it's possible, which is cool. It'd be interesting if they let us have 2 mercenaries on ladder. Got a whole party. I actually really do love the whole party idea, though. That was Dungeon Siege, and I just fell in love with it. Having just 8 people that I'm gearing up and dealing with and finding items for. Or 6 people and 2 mules. I just ran 8 people. I dropped my mules and was like, forget it. I want all 8 people. And it was an absolute blast. Ladder reset is end of the month. We don't know exactly when yet. 2 to war cries. Everything but, huh? Of course, we still don't even have like a great throwing spear. I just have, you know, this one with replenishes quantity, which is nice. But we could find an even better one. So maybe we'll go Act 5 there and do a little shopping at the end of it. It'll be fun, Alexander. So feel free to be whatever players count you want, but I would recommend swapping down to players 1 for wave 2. Just because the poison damage. Our charge strike isn't crazy strong right now. All good, little tear. Let's kill some Unravelers and slowly but surely poke them down. Beautiful. Added cold damage is also kind of fun. Wave 3 we could definitely have done higher. Wave 4 and 5, not really. More charge strike. I guess we'll see. Must be late. It is 7:40. Yeah. So we have poison damage here. Like I say, we could kill them with just charge strike if we really wanted. Be a little bit annoying, but it is technically possible. However, just teleporting them out is also a totally viable option, where you can just take your time, get them outside of it, and then he'll move on to the next wave. Now we can just lay down some poison, see how it does here. Again, wave 4 and 5 are both pretty high poison, so generally another wave that I'm going to be dragging out. However, again, this is all personal preference if you wish to fight further or not with those guys. Me personally, Low Zero with 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. And then it just comes down to the bale fight. If you want to chug a couple thawing potions prior to the fight, that can be a good idea. Ojaka, thank you very much. Otherwise, have fun, stab away. Keep your poison up. But pretty easy. And just like that, give yourselves the clap. Bale is down. Nightmare's completed. You are a level 61 Amazon. Maybe even higher. Maybe you went for even higher on it.
Good evening.
Absolutely cruised through Nightmare. Great job, everybody.
Not here.
Now we can come over here. We'll do a little repair. We'll put some gold away. We'll go save Anya. Gotta save our girl. Tau rune, no thanks. We'll check out Small Chunk. And my favorite map. No, that is, if you watch my video on racks, I have a lot of information on that, Darth. Just type in like Mr. Lime SC racks Diablo 2 or something. Or there may be a link. Onion farmer. It's actually really wild how much influence the racks will have. Which is why if you find a good rack, keep that map and just keep running it. Frost Maiden is OP. I mean, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's OP at all, but multi-shot's actually really nice. I actually really had fun with multi-shot. Am I using the IAS Javelins? I'm not right now, mostly because it's like, I don't know, I don't really need to.
Can I help you?
You know? Like, the stabby stab for charge strike would matter, I suppose. But other than that, I'm just throwing a poison jab here and there, so it's not crazy important. But yeah, I actually think multi-shot does not bad. It's pretty fun. They definitely improved it. It still needs work, but I did a physical boson playthrough and it was pretty fun. Now, we can head over to our cows. And if you want, you can run around and murder a bunch of cows. Lots of things to drop here. From your basic gauntlets and whatever to the runes and gems and bases and all sorts of stuff. So if you are looking for any of those, this can be a great place to go to get it all. Tons of charms to drop here as well. And it's just not bad experience either. Which is really just a nice part about it. Yep, you can kill Cow King now. So you just kind of knock him and drag him. Again, is the Lightning Fury Javelin going to be faster at this part? Yes. Yes, she will. But nobody is faster than her. So the fact that players 8, we can even still do some of this, it's pretty good.
I need a key.
Pretty good. Bring on the Javelin. Not quite a nightmare, but that's okay. So, yeah, again, easy place to pick up some levels, get a bunch of nice things. Definitely recommended. And there's another charm. Easy. 53 to mana, 2 to max damage, 1 defense. All garbage, but that's okay. You can also, of course, look for things like where your terror zones are. Seems like a decent terror zone, honestly, for us. Feel like we kill things pretty well out here. So this can be another place to players 8 get some good experience. Stony Tomb could be interesting here. Doesn't seem like there's as many mobs here as we were hoping for. Where's all the boss groups at? And hell, you get tons of them. That's right. They will be on level 2. Ah, there we go. There's a couple. More vitality. Why is my voice so different in the rack? It's the same voice. Oh! Ouch! Extra strong. Hello. Nah, it's fine. And that is part Nightmare, everybody. Ooh, it's getting a little dark in here, ain't it? That was spicy. That's probably true, Actus. That was a spicy one. So let's do a final look at our character. 50 strength roughly, 65 dex. Again, we could continue shopping and find ourselves a little bit better throwing spears, which we can just go do now. We've got few points, 111 for dodge, avoid, evade. They're really nice 1-point wonders. And then a few points into pierce here, 59% overall. And then plague javelin maxed, poison javelin maxed, rest into charge strike.
Hello.
And you can just look. Check the Anya quest item. Yeah, we can do that. Because also, I would love just some javelins with plus to skills. Some like maiden javelins? Dang it, we got a bow. That would actually be super nice.
I can't.
But I don't feel like we found any. But just getting some of those and then just imbuing them or something would be really, really solid.
Impossible. I can't. Yes?
So yeah. That's what we got there, YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in part hell, and then we'll be doing Uber prep and Ubers after that. Mwah. Kisses to you all. Peace, everybody.